to my Gems family. How are you doing? Appreciate every single one of my gems. I hope you guys are doing absolutely amazing. I am doing great. It's Wednesday, and I wanted to come live and to give a little bit of Wednesday encouragement um, and to say to everybody, to all of my gems, to anybody who's in the sound of my voice, to my old subscribers, to my new subscribers, what's up? Hi, Joshua. How are you doing today? Welcome in. Yes, you're first. Welcome in. How is your day? I definitely wanted to come in and give a little bit of encouragement. I'm going to be here about an hour or so. But I wanted to say to everybody, especially based on what's going on in this world, it's a lot of reasons why we can get discouraged. Oh, it's good and warm? Awesome. Good and warm. I wanted to say to everybody, no matter what is happening in your life, don't give up. No matter what the situation is, no matter what people have said about you, no matter how much money you have in the bank, no matter who supports you or likes you, no matter what. A long time ago, Joshua. A long time ago, my parents moved to Florida back when I was a very small child, so a long time ago. But I wanted to say to everybody, no matter what is going on in your life, to not give up. To not give up. To not stop fighting for what you want. Don't stop fighting for the things that you believe in. And I will say that a lot of times, especially with social media, jobs, dealing with other people, life can be very frustrating as a part of the human experience. I'll say that. So a lot of times people who we know for a long time, family, friends, who you're in a romantic relationship, sometimes people take you for granted and do not appreciate you the way that you deserve to be appreciated. A lot of times people take you for granted, and that is the message that I wanted to bring today. Do you have people in your life that do not appreciate for who you are, for what you bring to people's lives? And I think sometimes our family, our friends, the people that are around us, they take you for granted because they're so used to you being kind. Hi, Hajari. How are you doing? Hey, Realist. How are you? Welcome, everybody. Oh, he can ask that, Realist. It's cool. It is my real hair. So I wanted to say that to anybody who needs to hear this today, to not give up, to not stop fighting, okay? Don't stop fighting for the things that you want. Don't stop fighting for the things that you believe in. Hey, Lara, how are you doing? Yeah, it's cool, Realist. I got time today. Okay, so I'll entertain the drama today. I'll entertain the shenanigans because I need the watch time. Hey, Ruben, you guys, my mods know if somebody is disrespectful or racist, those are the ones that have to go. So I wanted to say hi to everybody, and I hope everybody's doing well on this Wednesday. But I wanted to give a positive message. I'm doing awesome, Lara. Hi, Ruben. Okay, so here is the positive message, everybody. Don't give up. And I know that that's something easier said than done, right? It's easy to say, don't give up. It's easy to say, be encouraged. It's easier said than done, because when challenges happen to us in life, that's a whole nother thing. It's a whole nother ball game when it's your relative getting on your nerves. It's your relative not supporting you, not caring about you, not treating you the way that you deserve to be treated. Okay. It's another thing when it's your spouse, a significant other. It's harder to keep yourself encouraged when the people that you care about and the people that you love, the people that you pour into, aren't pouring back into you. What do you do at those times? Tell them off, cut them off, have an attitude, scream? Yeah, you could do all of those things, but the best thing to do when you are feeling some type of way, or you feel that you're not getting the treatment that you deserve to get, what we have to do is take care of ourselves. And I can say for me, I would always be there. And even when people weren't treating me in the best way, even when people weren't being kind and loving and respectful and all of these things, I would just allow it. So I did want to say that to everybody. Don't allow people to disrespect you, even on the job, because I find for myself that jobs are so disrespectful. Like they will just talk to you any type of way. They feel like because you need the money that they can talk to you, treat you anyway, do all kinds of things to you. And no, just like you got that job, you can get another one. Don't let people push you around. And, I didn't start off talking about this, but I feel like this is turning into that there's bullies in day-to-day life. There's a lot of bullies. There's bullies on social media. There's bullies within relatives. There are bullies on the job. Everywhere you look, there's bullies, and they're everywhere. And they're the ones that are wolves in the sheep's clothing, okay? They're the ones that will say out of their mouth, I love you, I care about you, I support you, I'm your friend, I'm this, I'm that. People will always say things. People will give lip service and talk about how much they care for you, how much you matter to them, but the proof is in the pudding. The truth is in the action. The proof is in the words. How do they show up for you? How do they treat you when they're upset? Okay? And that's what I always say is the real true definition of love. Love is not just nice to you when you are doing all the things that you're supposed to do. What about when you're not? Because everybody has those days when they're not the nicest, okay? Everybody has the days when they have an attitude and you're dealing with your own issues. So maybe you may say something not the most kind, or you may not support like you should have, one way or the other. We all offend, each other, but this is the time where we show our maturity by when we know that we weren't kind like we should have been. Do you come back? Do you counter and say, sorry, I apologize, I didn't mean it, I was just in my feelings, or I was going through something, whatever the case may be? It's important for us, if we want to get positive treatment, if we want to be treated in a respectful way, we have to give respect too. A lot of people don't understand that part. They want people to show up for them. They want people to be nice to them. They want people to be kind. They want people to buy them gifts. They want to do all of these things, right, Joshua? But their behavior is not the right way. A lot of people don't understand that there's consequences to your actions. How you treat somebody, it may not happen right away, but trust and believe the way that you treat other people, eventually one day somebody is going to treat you the same. They're going to match your energy or treat you worse than how you treat other people. So people need to learn to be very, you need to pay attention how you talk to people. You need to pay attention to how you treat people. And there's so much people that have a problem with judging other people. And people will be on their own, whatever, their own issues, they're in their own feelings, going through something, or they're angry, going through whatever the issue. But don't bring that mess to other people. Nobody wants your mess. If you are going through something, you need to learn how to be mature enough to handle your own issues, handle your own problems. Stop taking it out on the next person. They didn't do nothing to you. You know, don't take it out on somebody who is elevating. Don't take it out on somebody who is happy, somebody who's working hard to get something. And then when something happens for them, be happy for another person. If you want to do something, then go for it. But anyways, back to the topic about not giving up. I said all of those things because sometimes we will feel very discouraged, and especially coming out of the winter, you know, coming into the spring. I know some places it still does not feel like spring where you are yet. So that can make you feel very discouraged. And people really don't talk enough about mental health and why mental health is so important. And it is. What you're dealing with, what you're going through is important. It's valid. So make sure that you have people in your life that are supporting you. Make sure you have people that will listen to you. Or just make sure you give yourself the time. That's something that I always have to constantly work on, that it's okay that I'm not okay. It's okay to go through something. And in today's society, it's like you have to be perfect. Nobody's perfect. Everybody has problems. Everybody has issues. Everybody is going through something. But it's all about how we are coping. And sometimes we're not coping in the best way. We're using vices, drinking, partying, being promiscuous, to cover up the real issues. You know, we try to use things that make us feel good instead of really getting to the issue. What is the problem? Why I'm trying to compensate for whatever issue. And I know sometimes I be on that time, and I had to really think about myself in my life, like, why do you feel like you need a drink right now? Why do you feel like you need to go and party? Why do you feel like you need to eat? There's lots of behaviors that you can have because you got some issues on your inside. Maybe it's some unresolved issues from the past. Maybe it's the way that you're treated. Maybe you're going through some health problems. It's a lot of things that happen to us, that will make us feel like down, make us feel discouraged, especially to those who are feeling lonely right now. And shout out to all of my GEMS family that feels isolated. If you feel isolated, if you're feeling discouraged, if you feel that nobody cares for you, nobody supports you, this message is for you. Yes, Joshua, we have to change the behavior. Ruben says being poor is okay. To me, I'm poor. But you also have to be careful with the power of your tongue, Ruben. You can have very little means. You can say, I don't have a lot, but there's power in that word, because if you always tell yourself that you're poor, if you always tell yourself you're angry, that there's no hope, I'm hopeless, I'm stupid, there's power in your tongue. So be careful and be conscious about what you speak over yourself and your life. Okay, you can say I have little means. You can say I'm in between blessings. You can say that I have not found my true circle, my true people. I have not found the people that love. I have not found my gifts yet. My gifts hasn't found me. I have not monetized my talents. There's a lot of ways that we can say we don't have the amounts monetarily that we want, but be careful about saying that you're poor. Just something that I was thinking about, and my mentor always tells me that there's power in your tongue. It's power in what you say about yourself. It's power in what you speak over your life. It's power in who you associate with. And that's something that I didn't believe that. I remember when I was younger and my mom and my dad and other older people used to give me that caution. Be careful with the people you associate with. Be careful with the people that you share your dreams with. Be careful who you let in your inner circle. Be careful who you share your dreams with, because there's a lot of wolves in sheep's clothing. There's a lot of people on social media. There's a lot of people that are your relative. It could even be a person you're in a romantic relationship with. You have to be careful of who you trust, because you can't trust everybody. People can talk a good talk, but they're not walking the walk. They can say all day long how much they care for you, they love you, they support you, they rock with you, but where is the action? Where is the proof that they actually do care? So just trying to give some elevation for your mind and some empowerment. Be careful about what you say to other people, and also be careful about what you say to yourself. Just like I was just speaking about earlier, my life didn't start to elevate. I didn't start to prosper in my health. Hey, Real Odds and Evens, how are you doing? Oh, I'm sorry, Ruben. I hope it gets better for you. My life didn't start to shift and my life didn't start to change until I started shifting my self-talk. Now, for those of you that don't know about self-talk is so vital and important for your peace, for your happiness, for the joy in your life, because certain situations are not going to stop. It's not going to stop. People aren't going to stop being angry and manipulative and dramatic and ghost you. We can't have control over what other people do to us, but what we do have control over, how we treat ourselves. How do we talk to ourselves? What are we doing? How do we friend ourselves? And I didn't understand how important it was to be my own friend. And in the decisions that we make every day, it shows how much we friend ourselves. When I wake up in the morning, the first thing I say is thank you. No, I don't know who our people are, faith, or, even if you're not, but just waking up every day and being thankful to be alive. And I know that there are times where you're like, what do I have to be thankful for? My life isn't in the best space. I don't have the things that I want. Look at the way that I'm treated. But just because you are alive, you're above ground, you have reason to have joy, okay? There's somebody today that wishes that they were alive. Every day is a new opportunity, but it's all about our mindset. And when I started to work on my mindset, my life started changing and my life started shifting. Okay. Yes, I hope it gets better for every single person. It's not nice to have bullies, and like I said, there's bullies everywhere, on the job, on social media, in your relatives. It could even be the person you're in a romantic relationship with. It could be your frenemies, because I believe that 100%. People will tell you that they're your friends and they are your enemies. Keep your eyes, your ears, and your energy open. Be aware, be cognizant of how people treat you, okay? Don't just go by the words. And I used to get wrapped up in that. People always talk about they love me, but they're ghosting you. They're being disrespectful. They're talking about you, or they're talking about other people. You got to be careful. We have to be more wise. You have to be empowered, and you have to pay attention to the red flags, because there's a lot of red flags that people put out there. And not saying that everybody is a bad person because they don't support you or they do all type of things, but not everybody is on the mode of elevation and personal growth, and people will stunt your personal growth. People will stop your peace, and people will stop your happiness. And that's just not going to work. And I had to learn that just because another person was angry, upset, in drama, or going through things, I personally had to learn that I feel sorry for you, that you are going through something, but I cannot let myself be upset. Okay? Don't let yourself be disturbed. Don't let yourself be discouraged. Don't let yourself be down, because you can be in a dark hole. Because if you're around people and they're always complaining about their life, if they're always unhappy, if they always got some issues, then they're always complaining, you will become like the people that you're around. And I'm telling you, when I started to get rid of people around me that were drama filled, that were always complaining, that were always had something, some issue in this life, when I got rid of those people, my peace began. My mental health was in a better space. I wasn't in that dark mode of thinking, because I had people that would say things like, you know, I'm not feeling good today, but I'm going to do my best. I'm going to be positive. I'm grateful for another day of life. I'm grateful to have you in my life. Everything that happens, we always have choices that we can make. Okay? Hi, Shaquille. How are you doing? Yes, Ruben says, me too. Real Odds and Even says, and we see, but at times we choose to ignore them, the red flags. Do you give chances or cut soon as you encounter or notice? It really depends on what the person has done, Real Odds and Evens. If a person's just having a bad day, I give people a pass. I feel like everybody's entitled to have a bad day, or but when somebody does something really unnecessary, like if somebody's putting their hands on you, or someone is just acting really immaturely towards you, if it's something that is beyond just the simple things that, even we do, that we need to be forgiven for, then I can let those things go. But if somebody is doing things like putting their hands on you, cussing you out, trying to bring physical, financial harm to you, talking about you in a disrespectful manner, there's certain things, that's when you have to learn to choose yourself. And those are the people who are dangerous, and you have to cut them off before it escalates. And it will escalate if you don't cut off toxicity. If you see that, you've told people how they're talking to you makes you feel, and that was a big change that I learned in going through therapy and working on myself. It's learning to communicate effectively, not just saying you do this and you always and you never, because that doesn't get you anywhere. But when you tell people, when you do X, Y, and Z, this is how it makes me feel, and I don't like it. When you tell people that, now you're not saying they're a bad person. You're making them aware of that particular situation, that behavior that they are doing, and you're letting them know you don't like it, and for them to stop. Now, if they will counter back and say, I don't care how you feel, I'll do what I want. Now, that is the time where you cut off that individual, either by cutting verbal communication or cutting their time, or sometimes you can't get away, like if you work with a person, but you can always cut off the amount of time that you spend around them. You don't have to continuously talk to people. You don't have to tell people your business. So there's a lot of ways that we can deal with people, even if we have to see them all the time. There's always a mature way to handle every situation. Yeah, you give a warning. Hey, Miss Betty, how are you doing? Welcome. Yeah. Thank you so much, Ruben. I appreciate it. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, my phone almost fell. Yeah. Yes, and some people, they threaten others, and we're just not going to allow that, are we? We're not going to allow manipulators, and that is that's something that a lot of people, because they've had that behavior for a long time. Sometimes people, they have been so used to being in that zone of anger and screaming and manipulating and lying and doing so much toxic behavior, and nobody has checked them on those things. And when you call them out, the first thing is for that person to feel attacked. Yes, they have a temper tantrum. They deny it. They lie about it more. They make up more stuff. They make excuses. But you need to call people out and let people know, not in a rude manner. You don't have to cuss people out. You can just say just what I said. When you lie to me, it causes me not to trust you when you do X, Y, and Z. Okay, so you give them a real example, and then that's it. you know then it's up to the person, or persons in your life. You have to communicate. uh oh, they can put emojis, Joshua. It's okay. um you are the ones that have to speak out loud what you want, and every single person is different. Some people will allow things and others don't. Hi, Metro. How are you doing? Welcome in. I hope everybody's having a great Wednesday. So let's get into talking about not giving up. What are some of the things in this life that can cause you to want to give up? I know for myself, what makes me feel like giving up is just stress. Just feel so stressed and overwhelmed. Bills and problems and your health and other people and their drama, that always puts like this huge and heavy weight on me. Hi, Miss Lynn. How are you doing? Welcome in. Happy Wednesday. If you guys could hit the like if you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. I'd love to have you. Okay. So I always say that all the time. Do your absolute best. Okay. But we have to learn that we can't give our absolute best to everybody. We can't. You can't give some people everything you have. And I had to learn that. I had to learn that I had to pull back from others, because some people will take advantage of you, right? They will. No matter if you give them this much, they'll want this much, and then this much. It always escalates. They always want more. Some people will never satisfy. They will never be grateful for the things that you do for them. And that gets to be taxing on us. It gets to be overwhelming. It's very stressful when we have people that we do things for, and they don't say something as simple as thank you. It may sound old fashioned, it may sound, but just somebody saying thank you for what you do. Thank you for your presence in my life. Thank you for the support that you give me. Thank you for your friendship, your love, whatever it is. Even on the job, somebody saying thank you for being on time. Thank you for being a good employee. Thank you goes a long way in making you feel seen and heard and appreciated in any relationship. But there are a lot of people that just don't know the simple things as knowing how to have just the human dignity and respecting others, and just the kind words of saying thank you. And if they do something to offend you, to apologize and to say sorry. Those things will go a long way. And it's really frustrating when you're around people who are immature, and the people who always think that they're right. They feel that they never make mistakes. And they're always making mistakes. I'll say that. They're always making mistakes because nobody is perfect. But they want to highlight your flaws. they want to highlight your mistakes, but they will never accept theirs, right? They'll never accept the things that they do. Metro says, always do your best and never give up. Believe in ourselves that, let's see, believe in ourselves that we can do anything in our power. Forgive those haters that despise us. Yep, you are stronger, you know. And that's the thing that I definitely don't deal with, real odds and evens. The people who say they're never sorry for their actions. That's the things that you have to be very careful about, how you treat certain individuals. You have to be very careful about what you allow, how you allow people to talk to you, how you allow people to not support you, because that's a whole thing in making you feel discouraged. It's one thing if from time to time, of course, people need to get rest, they're tired, but if somebody never supports you, somebody never checks on you, never does anything nice to you, if it's always you giving, it's always you pouring out, it's always you being the friend, that's a person you need to, really think about, why do I keep them in my life? Why do I allow them to stick around? Those are the things that you need to think about. And I know for myself, I can't speak for everybody, but for me, I know that I was definitely allowing way too much. I was allowing people to run over me. I was allowing people to be disrespectful to me. I was allowing people to play games with me. And you know what it is. You know when people aren't telling you the truth. You know the people who just don't want to show up for you. You know the people who are using you for your money or your resources, or they only want to call you when they want something, or they only want to call you to complain. But when things are going good in their life, they never call you and say, hey, this has happened to me, and I just want you to know that, I couldn't do this without your support. Those things go a long way. And I'm the type of person that I don't care about bringing a big crowd of people when I have something good happen to me in my life. I'm only going to reach out to the people who are pouring into me, supporting me, and encouraging me. I'm not that person who wants to have this big crowd of people to celebrate with. That's not me. I only want the people who are there for me, the ones that told me, keep going, continue to fight. You're almost there. You got it. Those are the people that I want to celebrate with, because I know that they want to see me win. So I had to learn that, and that's a part of really paying attention to people's energy, really paying attention to not everybody who says they're your friend, not everybody who says they love you actually does. But we don't want to believe that, we absolutely don't want to believe it. They support only when they need or see one getting attention. Yeah. And if somebody's in the limelight, now they have this whole attitude. It's kind of crazy. Yes, always positive, Joshua. And I appreciate that about you. You're always positive and very respectful. Metro says, yes, respect. Yeah, respect is earned. And there's a lot of people who don't understand that. And I don't know about you all, but I came from that generation where I had people who were my elders, the older people that were around me, who were relatives or friends of the family. And back in the day, it used to be like respect. You had to give everybody respect. I don't believe in that. I believe in respecting people who have earned that right to get my respect. Even a child, it doesn't matter. A child, even your pets, it's respect. You can't just treat people like garbage, treat people like trash, talk down to people, and then expect for people to be bowing at your feet, or to think that you're, this person who is, you're above everybody. I hate, like, there's not a lot of things in this life that I hate, but I hate when somebody has this haughty attitude. I hate it. It's like a disgust. I get disgusted by people who think that they're I'm the best. I'm the best. And it's just like, you're human. You're not any different than me. You still bleed red and you still pee yellow. That's one thing that no human has. I've never seen it working in healthcare. I've never seen anybody pee purple. I've never seen anybody bleed yellow or orange. So it shows that we're all the same when it comes to that. It's just some people have this inflated ego and feel that they're better than others. You got to be careful about that. You got to be very careful, because just because you may not think you need people, but everybody needs somebody. Everybody needs a friend. Everybody needs support. Everybody needs love. Everybody. Yep. Most of the people had issues for mistreating others. Yeah, and there's a lot of ignorant people, and I will say, especially on social media. Realist says, definitely not everybody gets that same respect. I know that's right, Realist. And you shouldn't give people that respect. And I think that's one of the reasons why people will, well, I can't say people. I can say for myself, because that's what I speak based on my experiences. I treat people the way that they treat me. If somebody wants to be disrespectful, I'm not going to deal with you. I'm not going to treat you with respect. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're a management. I don't care if you're an elder in my relatives. Respect is earned. You give me respect and I give you respect, or you get the silent treatment until you learn how to talk to me. And that is one thing that I had to learn about feeling happiest and feeling at peace and having joy in my life. If I don't speak up for myself, and if you don't speak up for yourself with respect, you don't have to come out of a bag. You don't have to be screaming. You don't have to be cussing people out, but you can just say something as simple. I remember when I was a very small child and my dad used to be like, don't do that. Simple. You don't, there's no raising the voice. And my dad was calm as just calm and chill. You just look at people and say, no, don't do it again. Simple. You don't have to be rah, 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 screaming and raising your blood pressure. Just tell people, no, not acceptable. I'm not going to allow that. Yes. Yep. Marlene, you and the mods are awesome today, I must say. Thank you, Real Odds and Evens. Yes, exactly. Yeah, no fussing. I don't fuss with people. Now, catch me a few years ago. See, I believe that with maturity, I'm a different person. I'm a different person than I used to be. There was a time where I felt like I had to overcompensate, that I had to support people just because of their title, just because they were a friend or they were a relative or they were this person. No, you support the people who support you. And I don't care what other people have to say. People will say, oh, no, you should support everyone. Nope, I don't, because I'm being real. I'm being honest. I support the ones that support me. And the people who say otherwise, then that's you. You go about your way. But I'm just honest. I support people who support me. I support people who pour into me. And everybody doesn't pour in the same way. Some people support you spiritually. Some people will support you financially. Some people will just support you just to, your mindset, tell you keep on track. Some people will just tell you some positive words. They'll speak over your life and tell you all the good things about yourself. and remind you to keep focused and to be positive. That's important. That is what will help you to stay encouraged. That is what will keep you on a high. That will make you want to continue to keep going. And it's the reason why sometimes we'll crash out. You'll have a meltdown. You'll burn out. I don't know about everybody, but I know that I was burning out before because I was not setting those boundaries. And I don't know how many of you all are going to be honest and tell the truth, but I know me. I was doing too much. I was not saying no when I needed to. You feel like you got to be there for your sister, mama, auntie, cousin, friend, spouse, co-worker. You feel like you got to be there and support everybody, and you don't. It's not normal. It's You're not being real. You're not being true to yourself. You have to learn to pick and choose. And there are times where, even the people who support you, sometimes you may be in a space where you're not in the best mentally, and you got to choose yourself. And you have to tell people that, and the people who really care for you and love you will understand. Like, I'm going through something right now, and I'll get back to you in a few days, but I got to do a few things for me so that I fill up my cup, so that I can be my best, so that I can be positive, so that I can be in the best space that I deserve to be spiritually. You got to fill up your own cup and take care of yourself. And I don't know about everybody, but I didn't grow up with that mentality. It was always, I was taught, I was raised to be a servant, to serve others, to support people, to love people. And that's all well and good. And I believe in that too. I still have that, but I don't do it as a sacrifice for me. I had to learn to stop giving out of my cup. I only give now out of my overflow. When I'm filled up, when I'm in abundance, then I can give to somebody. But I'm not going to give you my last and then I suffer. I'm not doing that. Been there, done that, got a t-shirt. I've learned, I've grown. You can give to people when you can. And sometimes you have to say, I wish I could, but I can't today. That's elevation, that's wisdom, and that's personal growth. Learning to say no and meaning it. Hi, Leonica. How are you doing? Welcome. Yes, and there are a lot of people who are very depressed. And those are the ones that I think about. That you guys are always in my thoughts. And there's no judgments over here. I don't judge anybody. Anybody could go through a period of time of being really low because of the situation in your life. And at any time, our situation in our life can shift and change. You could get a divorce. You could break up in a romantic relationship. You can lose your job. You can have a health problem. You could be going through something maybe with your kids, even your health, going through something personal, your own personal issues. There's a lot of reasons why you could just be feeling depressed. But the most important thing to any of you that are feeling depressed, discouraged, down, fighting with something, validate that. There was a time where I used to be embarrassed to say that I didn't have it all together. There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you just don't. Sometimes you don't know the answer. Sometimes you don't understand, why am I in this season of my life? Why am I struggling? Why don't I have a friend? Why am I not in a relationship? Why am I not, why, are my kids treating me this way? Why is this happening? Why is that happening? And you question those things, and that shows your maturity. But give yourself, apply some compassion and love to yourself. Because there was a time, a long time ago, I never used to apply compassion to myself. And there are times where I have to say, no, Marlene, not today. Today you're tired. And that's something I've learned to be able to be transparent enough with myself. And for me, that's a part of my self-friendship, my self-awareness, and my self-love. I love myself enough to choose me. And there are times where we need to choose ourselves because our mental health is not in a good space, or we need to be working on a financial situation. Maybe we need to be working on something spiritually. Maybe you need to work on a health problem, or, do something to take care of yourself. And you don't have time for anybody else at that time, and it doesn't make you selfish. It means that you love yourself. And a lot of times we weren't raised to be able to say it's okay to choose yourself. I had to learn that it was okay. I used to say, Marlene, it's okay to choose yourself. It's okay to be by yourself. It's okay to mind your own business. And I don't mean thinking about anybody. I'm talking about ourselves. It's okay to choose yourself. It's okay to be your own friend today. It's okay to mind your business and to keep focused and not be distracted, because a lot of feeling down and feeling discouraged is us trying to control our life and control the situations and control the people around us, and we just can't. Yeah. We can't control, like, sometimes just things that is out of our control. And it's just your moment, maybe to be sad, to grieve. Some things happen to us in our life as a wake-up call, like, hello, do not let this person keep running over you. Okay, it may be time to leave that job. It may be time to leave this romantic relationship. It may be time to end this friendship and this and that. Some things happen to us in our life, but are we gonna pay attention? Or are we going to see that as a sign? Like, okay, what am I supposed to be learning? Are you going to learn the lesson? Are you going to keep repeating the cycle and allow people to run over you, and not speak up for yourself and know that you don't like things? And I had to learn that as a mature woman, that everything is not for me. Everyone is not for me. Everyone is not going to like me, and I'm okay with that. I want for the right people to be in my life. I don't want to be the person, like, having the fakes and the phonies hanging around me, acting like that. I want people who really want to be around me. And that's always my prayer of faith. Remove the negativity, remove the evil people, protect me from evil and manipulation and drama and control. I'm too grown for the drama in my life, and anybody who tries to bring drama in my life, you got to go. Because I don't know about you all, but I've been through too many things in my life for me to allow somebody and their negativity, their anger, their drama, their lack of drive, their lack of hustling, their lack of whatever, couth, self-respect, self-love. I had to learn that not everybody loves themselves. Not everybody knows about boundaries. Not everybody knows how to go and get the things that they want. There's a lot of people, they just don't have it. And for me, I feel blessed to be able to have that. I'm a person, I am definitely a hustler. I go for what I want and I stay focused. I don't let anything take me off of my path. And I think that has to happen the more you learn yourself, the more you love yourself, the more you're your own friend, and the more that you get in tune spiritually to whatever it is that you believe in. And I know for myself, when I started tuning in, paying attention to people's energy, paying attention to myself, really believing in myself and saying, this is what I want to do, this is what I deserve, I have the capacity, and encouraging my own self. See, before, I used to be waiting for people to encourage me. I used to be waiting for people to support me. Like, really? If people want to support you, they will. And if they don't, you just say, all right. We may not always like it. And I know for me, I spent a long time being really discouraged, really sad, you know, just like in this dark space because of the way people treated me, the ones that didn't show up for me, and the ones that didn't love me back. I had to learn that when a door closed, whether I closed the door or they closed the door, or what I say God, when a door gets closed, to be happy that the door is closed, because I don't want people in my life that will keep hurting me and using me. And it doesn't feel like that sometimes when people treat you a certain way, but you don't want anybody in your life that is using you and taking advantage of you. If you can't get cross support, if you can't get people showing by their actions that they really are what they say they are, that the proof is not in the pudding, the proof is not in their actions, you need to move on and move along and stop talking about how you love people. Hi, Amon. How are you doing? Welcome. Hey, T. How are you doing? Welcome. Happy Wednesday. T says, that's right, Marlene. I have been becoming the same. You only have so much energy. Put it into those who see you. Yes, exactly. Yes. Thank you, everybody, for being here. If you have not already, please hit the like, subscribe if you're new. Realist says reciprocation is just as much key as anything else. Yes, it is. You know, you gotta get back, you know, and it's not a tit for tat. It's not, if I do this for you, you have to do this for me. No, but there should be some level of kindness. There should be some level of pouring into, even if it's just, you know, celebrating a person, you know, telling a person thank you. You know, there's simple ways that we can pour into people. I appreciate you. Saying thank you, or telling somebody, like, what do you have going on? Learning to be a good listener. It can't just always be about us. And that's what I had to learn about being my best self. I had to learn a balance. I had to learn first that I had to first learn how to pour into myself. And that's something that I didn't know how to do a few years ago. I didn't know how do I become my own friend? How do I pour into myself? How do I seek friendship with myself? I was like, I don't know. I was lost. So I had to go about learning how to find myself. Who am I? What do I like? What am I good at? What brings me peace? What makes me smile? What makes me feel fulfilled? And do more of those things for myself and not look for that from anybody else. I felt like that message is for somebody. Don't look for somebody to fill up your cup. Fill up your own cup first. Be your own friend. Believe in yourself. Encourage yourself. Pat yourself on the back. I know for me, I have my times where maybe I'm in a bad mood, and I will tell myself, I'm so proud of you today, Marlene, because you didn't snap. You didn't go off on anybody. That's a form of self-celebration, because if you know how you were formerly, if you have an anger problem, you had an attitude problem, you had a time where if you were going through something, you would just keep things in and you didn't speak out because you were afraid of confrontation. You didn't want to let anybody know how you were feeling. So that's something in maturity, in your personal growth. You have to learn to speak up and assert yourself in a respectful manner. Okay, I don't like this or that. I would appreciate if you didn't do that, you know. And also saying, I think I'll decline that. Thank you for the invitation, but maybe next time. And I felt good when I started doing that. You know, for me, it's learning to not show up to things that it's just not for me. You know, I had to pay attention to my own energy and learn, like, okay, today we need to rest. Today, that's not for me. Or, you know, you can say, I'm happy for you, but I won't be attending. And I feel good to be in that space. I feel good to be in my skin these days, that I know the things that I want to do. I know the things that I like. I can say I can afford something. I can say I can't afford something and not feel guilty, not feel bad. Because I know my pocketbook. I know my situation. I know what's going on in my family. I know who I am. I know who loves me. And I know, because it's not just me saying it. I say I love people who love me back. And these days I don't have it any other way. I don't just give my love. I don't just pour it out. A person has to have proven it, you know? Prove, 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 and prove that they deserve a space in your life. And if you really pay attention, there are a lot of people who have not proven that they deserve to have the space in your life. They're just occupying, a dead space, an empty. It's just hollow. They're just taking up room. They're actually bringing you aggravation. And that's one of the things that can make you feel very discouraged and want to give up, is the people who are adding pain in your life and drama and manipulation and all. They always have something negative, and there's always a judgment. You don't need that. Those are the time where it's time for you to move along. Yes, facts, real odds and evens. Yes, realists, no more one-sided situations. Joshua says, if someone is disrespectful to you, just move forward. That's all. Ignore them. And that's what you have to do, right? Yeah, that's all you do, right? You got to stand up for yourself. And a lot of people don't understand that. When I was growing up, it was like, as a young woman, it was like, I felt like I grew up in like a male dominated society, and like as a woman you couldn't speak to somebody else and tell them how you feel. But I had to learn that I was confident and my opinions were valid. I'm important enough. I love myself, and even if somebody doesn't like it, doesn't want to hear it, but I assert myself. And that's because I love myself. I love myself. I respect myself. I know my worth. And anybody who does not treat me as worthy, anybody that does not respect me, my opinions. And I will say this, that I have friends, I have people in my life, and we don't always agree, but we always agree to disagree. Okay? I don't like that, but that's okay. That's cool. You can do it. And that's the balance that you want to have in this life. The people who are your friends, your loved ones, and associates, that is a mutual respect that goes around. And I know for myself, when I start feeling down, it's because of the people who are not valuing me. It's those people that I'm giving to. I'm giving of my mind. I'm giving of my heart. I'm giving of my spirit. I'm giving something to them on a regular basis, and nothing is ever coming back to me. And I had to be like, wait a minute, it's time for a wake-up call. It's time for some self-reflection. Rila says, if being by self means keeping intact self-respect and values, then yeah, I'll be in my own lane. Exactly, realist. And there's a lot of people that do not know how to be single and happy. They'll be single, but they'll be miserable. Like, oh, I'm single, I gotta find, and they're always on that, I gotta find somebody. There's a time that you can just be chilling, happy, fulfilled, and single, And I think that's the reason why a lot of people, when they get in a romantic relationship and they're miserable, is because they have not took the time to work on themselves, find out what they want, and they have not learned how to make their own self happy. And I feel like that is super sad. It's very sad. No matter all the relationships that you can have in your life, but nobody can't make you happy. Having people around you is not what makes you happy. What makes you happy is, first, you have to be fulfilled in yourself. You have to be happy with your own mind, your own opinions, your own drive, your own desire. You have to be happy with those things first. Other people can only add to your life. And that's why you see people jumping from relationship to relationship or friendship. People can't stay stable because they're not stable. I'm just the messenger. I'm not attacking nobody. but some people don't know how to just be by themselves and happy. That's what it is. Real odds and evens. You all speaking facts, taking notes. Realist says negativity comes in multiple forms, shapes, and sizes. Yes, it does. Yes, realist. There's so much negativity. Yep, and it's very fluid. Metro says that is why I like to be in my own lane. I put God first and others, and then financial. What would be last until we're okay? Yeah, yeah. Time will tell. It will. Yeah. Okay. Have a good day, Joshua. Appreciate you being here. Metro says the hatred is to blame. It sure is. Yeah, it's just the principle and understanding of it. A lot of people don't understand that. Okay, say for instance, even if you have the money and you take somebody somewhere, and it's not that you're going to take the money from somebody, but just somebody offering gas money or offering to pay for a meal if you've paid for them in the past. It's not always about giving it, but it's just the fact of offering. And some people never offer to do anything kind or nice to you, and that's just not acceptable. It has to be reciprocated. Yes, check out Realist One's channel. Make sure you hit that link, go over and check out his content. And all my content creators, if you see somebody in blue, make sure you go by and you check out their channels. Yes. Yes, stay away from those that manipulate and use people. It's so important. Yes, patience is needed with lots of focus and concentration. So, yes. So, I appreciate you guys tapping in, tuning in. I hope that something in this message will be something to support. I was hoping to get a 20 likes, but it's all good. I got 19. I appreciate the 19 likes that I got. Thank you so much, everybody, for their support. I hope that something in today's live stream would be something to help support your mental health. It'd be something to encourage you to speak up for yourself. Pour some love into yourself. Maybe pause for a moment. Spend some solo time. Set some boundaries and enforce them. Tell people no and mean it, okay? Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you guys on the next one. Make sure if you're watching for the first time here, hit the subscribe button. I'm Life with Marlene. I'm your Florida vlogger. I also give motivation. I go to restaurants. I take you guys to the beach. Yeah, and we got some hauls and it's some travel coming really soon. So I'll see you guys on the next one. This is Life with Marlene, your Florida vlogger, and I'm out. Bye, guys. I'll see you guys over at Marlene Saunders Show. I'm about to go live. Bye-bye.